Welcome to day 6 of the 12 Days of Data Storytelling, where I take ideas and concepts from my new book, Effective Data Storytelling, to share with you. Now in day 6, I want to focus on the 6 essential elements of a data story, starting with the first element being data foundation. What I mean by that is your data stories originate from data. You've gone into the data, you've done some analysis, you've found something that you now want to share with an audience, and you build a narrative around that. You're not taking in a narrative and then sprinkling in some data points to hopefully strengthen that story. That's not a data story. The second element is a main point. Sometimes when we have a lot of interesting facts, we need to decide what the main point is, have a central insight or main takeaway that we're trying to provide to the audience. That serves as a unifying theme for the data story. By organizing our content and providing supporting details, we can then build up towards that main point that we're making with our data story. The third element is an explanatory focus. Sometimes when we have a lot of information, we end up describing the data. We talk about the who, the what, the when, the where, but unless we get into the how and the why, then we're not really telling a data story because we're not helping the audience to understand what the numbers mean. The fourth element is a linear sequence. And if you think of traditional stories, they are basically a connected series of events, cause and effect. And we can take and apply that same model to our data stories. We start by not dumping all of the information on the laps of our audience. What we do is we start with one data point, and then we build upon that data point, and so on until we get to our main insight. The fifth element is the dramatic elements we can borrow from traditional storytelling, where we use setting, plot, characters. These are things that we can bring into our data story to add structure and make our information more engaging. I talk a lot about the different techniques that you can use in this area in my book. And then the last element, which is really critical, are visual anchors. And again, you could probably take your insight and share it with words and numbers. But if we visualize it using charts, they become the scenes of our data story and help to communicate more effectively what our key points are to the audience. So all 6 of these elements are important parts of data stories. And depending on your data story, some data stories might be more complex, some might be more simple, but you should still see the essence of these 6 elements regardless of the size or the scope of your data story. I look forward to sharing more with you in day 7 of the 12 Days of Data Storytelling. Thank you.